Jack.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Drone Seekers are live.
Oh, here we are again.
Hello.
Welcome to the madhouse of what is also known as the Drone Seekers Show Live. How are you all? Okay, well, I'll do my introductions anyway. I'm going to do it. Marcus, Terry. Hello, Jackie's in the wrong place.
I know, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know, I can't.
There. I'm supposed to be over there.
You want to go there? Oh, so that's Jackie there. Okay, that's Jackie there. And that's Kev.
Oh,
There's something wrong here. The whole system has all gone wrong. So it doesn't matter anyway. Right.
No, it went
So, good
really
evening
right
to
this week.
Russell. Good evening to John. Good evening to Harvey. Good evening to
Harvey.
Brian. Good
Barry.
evening to anyone else? Oh, Sally. Yes, right. That's all the
Sally.
hellos for the time being. So I hope you've all had a good week. Much snow about. They promised us lots of snow today, and it didn't happen. Rain.
Oh.
Oh, we didn't get any either, did we, Jackie?
No, we had 21 degrees.
Gary's
Yeah.
just joined us, along with Jerry. Hi, Gary. Hi, Jerry.
we got plenty of snow.
And Steve. Steve's got sunshine in Dubai. I've watched the video, Steve. Very
Oh,
good
wow.
video. And we'll be featuring on the show tonight. So anyone who hasn't seen that, we're in for a bit of a treat. Somewhat edited version, but we I've had lots of conversations in the last last week actually. We posted something on a Drone Seekers Facebook group regarding flying in Europe, especially for us people who are we are in Europe. Sorry, I should rephrase that. Flying in the EU because we're no longer in the EU. Surprisingly enough, sad it may seem. But mind you, Marcus is not in the EU either. I don't think they're
now in a better America, though.
Actually, Marcus, it could be a good suggestion. Americans join the EU. Would you reckon?
Yeah. Hey, I don't think it'd be that bad.
I'll tell you what, the bloody EU would actually get a lot larger.
I've thought of this before too. What about some kind of a relationship between the UK, Canada, the US, and Mexico? As one big,
Yeah, that's it. What do we
We
call it?
called it an empire.
Yeah.
So, are you saying that you want England to rule America?
You might be on him now.
I gotta tell you, that guy right there.
Sorry.
That's why he does the jokes.
Yeah. So we were at minus 19 degrees.
Brr.
Jerry, that is cold. So where is
Yeah.
Jerry? Jerry's in Canada, of course.
He's
he is.
Canada.
He's in Canada, yeah.
So Jerry,
But going back to
does your
going back to
temperature?
that, Steve,
Second.
for us, the video that you published regarding the A2, A3 Open, of course, I thought that was absolutely brilliant. And
Yep,
to be able
me
to go to the Luxembourg site and do
Yeah.
all of the exams,
Yeah.
it was very well done. Very, very well done. And I thank you for that, for putting that up.
Well, to be honest with you, the guy who hi Luke and hi Facebook, good day people. Well, someone in Australia, so I reckon that could be Ross. Ross is a Facebook user, maybe. Coast to Coast Drones, hi.
Oh, good day. Yeah, it's going to be Russian, Australian.
So those who are just joining, we're actually talking about flying in your, or not in your own country, but flying in other countries. So yeah, as you know, that Mark very kindly put up
In the house.
Yes, it's Ross.
It's Ross.
It's Ross.
G'day, kangaroo. So it's brought up a whole sort of new topic of conversation, because the problem is, they're saying, okay, so we've done on the website, you go to a Luxembourg website and do an online, it's like a competency test, the same sort of thing as you do. Well, it's probably a bit harder, I would say, than the one we do in the UK for this registration, whatever. And then we are Jackie showing her. So
Mine yesterday. Took a couple of hours.
So yeah, I mean, the things you do like I do is I see the article about 11 o'clock, think about 12 o'clock. Oh, let's just do it. Then go to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. Then get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and go to work. Hey, but I did it because that's just me. Days I just can't wait. I can't wait another day. I'll crack on with it. But it was good fun. It was, and it is educational. I mean, for those who sort of think they know the rules, when you read those rules, you realise how much you don't know about flying. Well, not flying drones, but the laws of flying drones, should I say. And by the time you finished it, you've got quite a good insight, I think. All about.
And you even know the names of some of the clouds.
So Jackie, the worst cloud is a cute. What is it?
Cumulonimbus or something.
Yeah, it's a number. Yeah.
Cumulonimbus.
That's it.
But it's worth noting though that you've just got to have that to be flying in Spain, and I don't think that you would get away with not having it, because the Guardia Civil and the Spanish authorities, they would be so strict on it.
Yeah,
they're proper strict here.
Luke, just a quick question. Luke's asked me how to get on the Zoom, but I haven't had a chance to do it, to be honest with you, Luke. I've been been spending too much time on the internet doing bloody drone courses. But hey, it's fun. Anyway, I must, before I forget about it, this picture behind you can't really, I'll get it the right way. It's a picture taken by Mandy Deer. She very kindly let me help use a copy of it. It's taken in Spain in January. January, Spain.
Hey, Steve.
There we are.
I want to point out Gary made a good comment there, Funky Doug Productions, that I think is really kind of prescient, because I've thought of it myself, as they make it tougher and tougher for us to add regulations and make it harder. I got to be honest with you, it does kind of take a little bit of the fun out of it, doesn't it?
I agree in some respects, but the way I do actually see the point of actually knowing where you can and cannot fly a drone.
Oh, of course. There has to be some regulation, but it seems like they go so far over the top. And there's so much fear over a drone that's never hurt anybody.
I know, yeah. I quite agree. I mean, it does seem a lot of red tape, and I've always said it's a lot of red tape. But hey, you've got two choices. You either do it or you don't. That's
Well,
it.
the thing is, very close. I would have been very close to giving it up completely after the first week of battling with the Spanish authorities, and then realizing they don't like Google Chrome.
It was Chrome, yeah.
It's Chrome.
I tried to fill in that form about 8 times, and it just wouldn't have it. And then I tried it in Safari, and it went through.
Well, that's right. Jackie and I, we conversed last night to get it all done. Me having done it, and then Jackie and I, we had our own conference, if you like. But it was still a pain because we were using Chrome, and then in the end, the suggestion was, well, let's go off of Chrome. I use Microsoft Edge, and Jackie used Safari, and it worked.
Yep.
So that for anybody that's trying to do the Spanish system, then just
the other thing with the Spanish one is if you ticked your nationality was British, it brought up an extra box that wanted a registration number that we didn't have. So we left it as Spanish.
Exactly, and then it came straight. So, hey, amigos, ¿cómo está?
We're officially Spanish now.
Rook saying in France you were required to have a separate ground Wi-Fi thing. My friend is living.
Who wouldn't be? I know that's they were talking about that. Well, yeah.
Wow.
A separate Wi-Fi, ground Wi-Fi. What is it? I don't know. What is? What?
Is that like a hotspot?
I don't know.
What I suspect it is, Kev, I don't know for certain, but what I suspect it is it's probably a Wi-Fi transmission of where your controller is, so that if the authorities can see the drone, they can also see where the ground station is. I'm just guessing, but I suspect that's what he means.
Right.
Sort of like a tracking device.
The thing is, for years in the UK and probably in Europe as well, model aircraft flyers flew for years without all these restrictions or needing to take this test, that test. And it's only when drones became mainstream that all this has come in. So, you know,
They
I think
probably hate us.
Let me give you-
probably do.
Another example, Kev. I was out at Heroes Park the other day, the park that I fly at all the time.
Yeah.
There was a guy out there in the middle of the park flying, doing model rocketry. He had these rockets that he was setting on a launch pad, and they would fire straight up. And my God, would they go up there, way the hell up there, and then they'd pop, and a little parachute would come out, and it'd come back. I used to do it when I was a kid. I used to fly those things. He doesn't need any kind of license at all for that. But he's firing missiles up in the air, you know? I don't know.
There's a guy, Barry Spire. Barry Spires. I think I'm sorry if I was pronouncing that wrong, Barry. I'm not sure. I think he's actually watching. He just asked me how do I ask questions. You may have anyone who actually visited Mark's YouTube on that video. He was on there. He's again getting very frustrated about how he actually registers his drone. So he flies in Spain as well. I'm not sure if he actually lives in Spain. He didn't actually say. But again, Mark. There's Mark. Thanks for the Mark's the guy who did the course.
Oh, what gave us the link?
Yeah,
The Luxembourg link, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So thank you, Mark, because
Yes, thanks for that.
yeah,
I've subscribed, Mark.
But Mark also does a lot of very sort of educational videos talk about the A2 CFC course and whatever. So I watched quite a few of those because they're very interesting and sort of, just teach all the categories and whatever. So yeah, very good, Mark. And Kim, hi Kim. Greetings from East Midlands.
Hi, Kim.
Oh, so you've got all the snow, have you, Kim? My daughter was actually given a task on Friday for her teacher. Said, you've got to make a snowman the weekend. I'll have to send up to yours. So you make a snowman. Well, Mark says, wait till you see the A2 CFC versus Article 16 coming tonight. Oh, I can't wait, Mark. Hey, your videos are great. I'll be there. Just let me know when you publish. I'll be there. Actually, talking about that, Mark, I was looking to see about doing the A2 CFC, the European one, but you actually have to go to Luxembourg to a classroom to do it. So I think I'll put that one off. So yeah. So anyway, but Barry, I'm not sure if Barry's here or where he is, or he wants to know how he actually. But Barry, you should see like a column where you can type in. There, maybe. I'm not sure if he's on. I'm not sure if he's actually on Facebook or whether he's on. I don't know, on YouTube, perhaps. Right, separate. What was this?
See what Luke McCauley just posted?
I'll see.
I saw that. Crikey.
548 miles an hour. Nick him.
Yeah.
Wow.
it didn't have a motor. It was a glider, wasn't it? A saw plane.
Wow.
And it was amazing.
If we might need me to escape from lockdown.
Yeah.
That's faster than my Corvette.
We're having 150 centimetres at the moment. We're still.
Yeah, you and me both, Kim.
No.
Have you got snow in Kev?
Yep, all day it's been snowing. Well, all day since about 10 o'clock.
You been out with your drone in it, Kev?
No.
Oh, why not? Oh,
It's
is
not, isn't it? At the moment, you can't just go out and fly now. We're grounded.
Talking of which, has anyone actually heard? I mean, Marcus, I'm not sure because obviously you know that drones in the very near future are going to be categorised. Yeah, carry 1, 2. They're going to all categorised, so they're it's a standard basically. But no one has heard anything from any manufacturers to say when this is going to happen. But I've only got 2 years until the end of the transitional period, which is December
2023.
22. Is it 22 or 20? No, actually 23.
23.
Yeah,
23.
Yeah. Right. So they've all got snow. We've got no snow, so which I'm not sure is a good thing. Mark says summed it up in one. I don't know what he means by BS. I don't know.
Bloody
Anyway.
splendid.
Steve Essex. Hi, Steve. Yeah, so anyway, Luke, if you want to take that Mavic Zoom off me, Mavic 2 Zoom off me hands, broken, I'll do a special prize. All right. It's one of the irritating little things. Is it's got to be fixed. But anyway, if anyone knows how to fix drones or how to get rid of an error, because I can't get rid of it.
Esteban, I hear there was a drone that was flown out at the mines the other day that maybe you could do some work on.
Oh yeah.
That was so sad.
Just got to wear a radiation suit and fix it, though, Steve.
Yeah.
Well, what I suggest you do is actually put it in a bath of water. We have a good long soak. It was that I think you'll find, but the only good bit of that drone left, I was thinking, is the actual plastic casing if it hasn't melted.
Yeah, I felt really sorry for Stephen with that.
I mean, I told I funny thing when I watched that teaser video that it was going to be Steve Deers. I should have realised because of the square camera. It's a bit of a giveaway, isn't it? Because all the others are round, aren't they? The Zoom and the Mavic Pro. Yeah, I think
I just want to hear you guys' opinions. I was thinking about how he hit that building. He had to have obstacle avoidance turned off. No doubt inadvertently. But had obstacle avoidance been working, there's no way that would have happened.
No. I mean,
it would never have got that close to the wall, would it?
Well, there you go.
Drone have rear sensors then, that drone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't sure because I thought I've now had it on because obviously the sensors switch off in sport mode, don't they?
Well, or either that or, Steve, think about this. Like Terry alluded to, he was flying very close to that building.
Yeah.
Didn't forget that he turned them off, right? Because to get close, I've done that. In fact, I used to have on my Zoom, I had one of those programmable switches set so I could just punch it and turn off all the obstacle avoidance. Because when you wanted to get close to something, obviously you needed to do that. So I wonder if that's what happened. No, but no matter what, it was terrible, and you just feel horrible for him. But anyway, just weird. It was weird to watch it. That's all.
Mark's is saying that so you can't even get an aircraft certified in the UK. No process is placed DFT for you. Right.
But I turned off my sensors when we were flying in that cave, Jackie.
Yeah,
I remember. Came up and said overhead obstruction.
Oh, so it still warned you?
It still warned me.
Oh,
Yeah.
it will warn you. The Mavic Air 2 will do the same thing. You'll still get the warnings on the screen, but it will. Anyway.
Well, to be honest with you, Mark, I mean,
that's me, Mark. Then because
anti-collision sensors, I quite agree. I mean, that, the thing is, but it's one of the things that I just never bother turning off. I think is a case of, but was it yes, Luke? Luke was talking about the Perfect Planet on BBC with Attenborough. -50 north of the Arctic Circle. You see, realistically, cold is okay. Well, apart from ice on the propellers. Remember that question?
Well, and you have to heat the battery. The other thing about the cold, Steve, is the IMU, because basically the IMU is a hot wire
Yep.
that's heated up, and so that can be affected by cold as well.
What they're basically saying is when you actually fly a drone, if you're going to fly a drone in extreme temperatures, let the drone sit there on the ground for a minute. Normally you'd worry about it.
Warm the hell out of it. And,
Yeah.
and for instance, like the DJI Enterprise drones, you could buy a Mavic Enterprise, and it's got heaters inside the battery.
All right, okay.
Yeah, that warm up the battery.
Yeah.
Gary says he's got to go. So good night, Gary.
Well, good night, Gary.
Gary.
See you on the next one. All right, take care. I was going to say fly safe. Fly zone drone. Hello, my wonderful droners. Wonderful drone. Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. What's this? Done -15, but sod -50. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit cold, isn't it?
I don't even want to go at -50. It sounds cold.
Well, it's like when it's +40. That doesn't work very well either, does it, Jackie?
Nope.
No, especially if you're in sport mode.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to. Right. Steve Sutton from Flyby Guys has been in Dubai doing some very good work with lots of drones, making all sorts of patterns in the sky and whatever. I'm sure we'll eventually see the video of it. But he took some time out. So anyway, I'm not going to say too much because he made a video. I asked him if I could show part of it, and I decided that it was a bit too long. It was only about 12 minutes long. I thought, a bit too long for us. So anyway, so this is my edited version. Sorry, Steve, I've ruined your video. Sorry.
Now, it's not like me to walk around with a small package, but today I'm going to make an exception. Say hello to my little friend. Hi everyone, Stephen from the Flyby Guys. How you all doing? Sorry it's been so long since our last video. We've been really busy here in Dubai since the beginning of December, and we'll be going right up to the end of January. So we've not had any time to create any videos, but we have a little bit of time during the day, so we're planning to go into the desert, look at some sand dunes, find some areas to get some nice footage, get some shots, and we didn't bring any drones with us for our personal use. So I managed to pick up a Mini 2. They're quite cheap here actually, so, and I don't really need this, but because it's so, just because it's so cheap and so good that I can get the raw imaging, I thought I would get one anyway. Are we going in this car?
Yeah, that's how.
Let's go and get some bites. you bring it in? Can you fly it through here?
That's
Slowly.
exactly what I'm going to do.
Right, Ollie, go for your
Sport
Mavic.
mode on. I'm gonna do
Go for your Mini 2. Wee. Yeah!
That was really
There you
cool.
go.
I like that.
If anyone wants to see the full length version, Steve has actually posted on the Facebook group. So if you'd like to watch the whole lot, it's about, I think, about 11 and a half minutes long. But I hope I didn't do too much injustice to your video, Steve. Nothing worse than someone taking someone's video and then chopping up into bits.
That was a nice taster, actually.
Yeah.
I shall have to get
Yeah,
to see
that
that.
was the cool thing.
It was yeah. So I mean, I'm not sure. Steve did actually say in the video, how far did you actually bike then, Steve? When you picked those bikes up, I think it was quite a way. I don't know what it was. I'm sure we'll tell him in a minute. But yeah, that was
An amazing road, through the desert. That looked really cool.
Yeah. So why did you get a puncher though?
But what footage out of that little drone, you know?
Oh, there we are. That's how far.
Yeah.
50 kilometres, which is
You get a
what.
puncture. What do you do, Jackie? You have a spare tube with you.
No, you walk home and get your boyfriend to pick you.
No e-bikes. So Marcus, got a quick question. Mini 2 or Air 2?
Depends what you want to do with it.
Well, yeah, it depends on your situation, but just I would say Air 2 because it has more capabilities. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking more in terms of the
My little
intelligent,
bag of fun.
controller.
I must admit,
Oh,
that
yeah, you're right there, Terry. The smart controller, and word is, Lauren will confirm this, that they have no plans of making the smart controller work with the Mini 2. So to your point, yeah.
which to me is, and the other thing I may well point out as well, I sort of come unstuck a bit because obviously I can use my phone, my iPhone, but I keep my iPhone in a little wallet, and then that wallet thing doesn't fit in the. So I've had to buy, you know, Marcus, you know, when you pull the actual where you put the tablet into it, the tablet or the phone holders, to say, you can get a little extension thing. I don't know if you've got one, Marcus. I bought a couple of it, like a little extension things.
Well, this is what I use when I use my iPad Mini. And
okay.
Yeah, but quite frankly, Steve, I always just I got a cover over my iPhone and I just take it out.
Yeah, well mine is a folding, the folding wallet type holder, and to keep taking it out of there. But anyway, the point.
What you're telling me is you're kind of lazy.
No, the point I'm trying to make is that if you just happen to get a smartphone with Android on it, you would think, that's the answer to it. Get a cheap second-hand Android phone and use that, right? Wrong, because they don't all work.
They don't work.
That Fly app, in my opinion, I think that Fly app is
I got my wife's old iPhone 10 here, Steve. I'll sell it to you.
How much? I must have iPhones laying about all over the place. But I mean, anyway, the answer, the Mini 2, it looks a great drone. I haven't thrown it yet because I'm going to go out today and fly it. But
Mark is saying there that the smart controllers are pain. Well, it depends on what you want, surely. I'm using it with my 2 Zoom.
Well,
and it's fine. I love it. No problems whatsoever. And that's as much as I want to do. So it's horses for courses.
Well, it would have been ideal for me because, I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, you know, if you fly different, I mean, you know, wouldn't it have been great to have a smart control? To be honest with you, I think there's a big market there. If DJI had a U-turn on that, because I honestly think that if they actually made the smart controller, or should have said the smart controller work with the Mini 2, I think their sales would increase twice as much.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, because
so DJI, you've screwed yourself over there, mate. You've done it because I mean, I want to know why the controller for the Mini 2 is bigger than the drone. What's that?
You just made a really good point, Steve, because I took out my old Mini 1 the other day, and I've always said I like that new controller, but you cannot argue the Mini 1 with that smaller controller does make it a more compact, easier to carry around drone.
I mean, in the case that comes with the Fly More combo, I mean, you've got 3 batteries, the actual charging thing there. You got the controller and the drone, all go into that box. They'll go in that bag quite nicely.
So the Mini 1. Give me just a second here. I'm going to get out both controllers so we can look at it side by side.
Whilst you're doing that, Marcus, can I just say that, look, if anyone wants to know about the Spanish registration, it's too long-winded to go into on here. And what I'll do, if you like, I'll put a resume of the actions on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants to follow it, it'll be on the Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, because I was going to say Barry did ask while we was showing that video.
I noticed that. Yeah.
With regards to that, I mean, I don't know if you guys have got answers to it because obviously you're looking into it more, so I'm sure you'll be more help to Barry. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I can't to do it on here. It's too long-winded.
So
you need to do a few screenshots as well. We can do some screenshots.
So that is the question, though, Marcus. Is why on earth is?
Well, I'll tell you why they did it. Was OcuSync 2? I believe that they needed this to give the Mini OcuSync 2, but particularly by the time you get your phone in here, this is a lot heavier.
Yeah, Marcus, that does make sense. That does make sense. That the Mavic 2s, you know, they're OcuSync, aren't they? Their controllers are not that big.
No, that's the point. That's the kind of the point, and kind of what Terry was alluding to is they're all three: the Mavic 2, the Mavic Air 2, and the Mini 2. They're all three OcuSync 2 now.
I actually think they've actually based that Mini 2 controller on more or less the same physical size as a smart controller.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
No screen.
Well, maybe. This thing is all battery. The cool thing about this guy is, you charge it once and you almost forget that you ever have to charge it again you can also set it to charge your phone. It's got a huge battery in it, which is really handy. But it and in some ways it's easier to hold, but because your phone is on top. And particularly when I use the tablet on here, it is kind of top heavy, so it wants to fall over like that. So
will an iPad fit in there, Marcus?
Pardon me?
Will an iPad fit in that?
No. So let me show you.
But what you do, you have an extension. I don't know how you do yours, Marcus, but I bought a little thing that clips onto 2 metal bars that lifts it up mostly higher, like that.
Yeah. So what this guy does, I'll kind of show you a sideways view here.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And then the iPad just snaps in this thing, and it actually works really good.
But it's quite heavy with the iPad and that controller.
Yeah, but it does have a lanyard hole.
Oh,
here.
good. That makes
a lanyard on it. Yeah.
Well, Lauren's going to sell me he's going to show me his iPhone 8. I don't know if she's going to sell it to me for, but if the price is right, come on down.
That's what I've got. iPhone 8 Plus. It's massive. I also have to take my case off every time, Steve, to put it in.
I know, but you see what I mean about this? This is my phone. It's in a case like this, yeah, and and like, to take it out of there, it's a leather case. It nearly took itself out the other day.
I'm going to ask Jack, can you do those screenshots for me?
Yeah, we'll put a little comprehensive how we did it, yeah?
I'll do the resume tomorrow.
All right.
I tried it the other day and I couldn't do it.
Actually, he's got a very good point there.
That is an excellent point.
The P4 and the bloody iPad. You need a sack barrow to carry that around.
Yeah.
So anyway, Luke was saying earlier on, he's just downloading. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, Litchi. Now the question is, does Litchi work with the Mini 2?
I don't. I know it.
I have a feeling it doesn't yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
It will.
Usually takes a while for Litchi to catch up.
Yeah, it took about a year before, I think, for the last model. I still think. Lauren, come on! You offer me.
No, he can't now.
Who's going to answer? No. He doesn't. Yet. Swapping for a dodgy.
So why do some people load Litchi instead of just using what comes with DJI? Why does Litchi even exist?
Litchi, in as far as Litchi's, I think Litchi's strengths are where you can actually do waypoints and whatever.
Waypoints,
yeah,
and tracking with regard to the Mini.
Right.
3D mapping.
Litchi.
I mean, Litchi. I mean, I must admit, I found it. I tried Litchi with my. Was it the Mavic or the Phantom? I can't remember now. I think it must be the Phantom. I think the Phantom 3. I'm sure it was a Phantom 3. I tried, and I didn't go into great depth. I mean, I tried some of these sort of waypoints, just like very small waypoints, not sort of sending it off to. So Mark's saying it's very powerful if used right. You can do some great things with Litchi, but of course the problem is, I'm not sure how you'd actually get on if you was having flying a brand new drone with Litchi and it's all had a fly away.
Litchi makes me itchy.
Luke said with the Mini one you can do automated 360 stitch pics. There we are.
Is Barry a member of our Facebook page? I take it
he is now because I mentioned he was on Mark's YouTube channel, and I'd seen that, and that's what made me. So I just left a note for him to say, look, that you two guys live in Spain, so you've got to look into it more, and then obviously you can pass the information on to Barry. I'm not sure where Barry lives. I'm not sure where he lives in Spain, but in Spain somewhere. I think it is there.
Where do you live, Barry?
Barcelona. So anyway, what did you think of my name, Jackie? Did you like it, Esteban?
Esteban.
Yeah, we had a sort of family sort of gathering on StreamYard last night, and I changed all the names of everyone on there to Spanish names. My daughter Sarah's name is a bit boring because I'm just Sarah without an H on it. It's like Sarah.
Jeannie's going to fly. Jeannie's getting ready to fly for 1,000 days.
Yeah.
Wow. 1,000 days.
What's she going to do after, though? Are you going to carry on, Jeannie, or?
Fly away to very real, down to user errors.
So to that.
I do know of one flyaway.
Shut up.
He's on his way to.
What?
Oh, Sparky flew away, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, mine, I was getting sort of error messages and magnetic interference, and it went into ATTI mode and just took off. But
You know, Jackie, I still maintain that your Spark was on a steady decline for quite
Yeah.
some time, and something degraded in on that
Yeah.
main board.
I knew it was unreliable, and my mistake was flying it
Look,
near the sea.
Barry lives in the UK, but he has a place in Matheron.
In
There you go.
Ah,
What a
cool.
brilliant place to go. The mines of Matheron. Yeah.
We'll have to all meet up next time you're out here, Barry.
Yeah.
In which case, he doesn't have to wait. No. Oh, sorry, I'll leave it. I'll sort it.
I did actually. That's a good point, actually. I wonder when you actually buy Lich, because I actually did buy Lich. I wonder if you can just download it again, but because I don't know whether because I don't think it was renewable. I think you only buy it once, I think.
No, but you get a sign in, don't you? A unique signing
Yeah.
to sign into the app. So if you still remember your details like your username and your password, you should still be able to get in.
I'll guess it. Yeah. User error. Sorry, Jackie.
Yeah.
There we are. Just kidding.
Yeah, shouldn't have thrown it.
What was it?
That was my phone.
I'd love to know why that little spark gradually got worse and worse, though.
I have a theory, Jackie.
Yeah.
I know that those sparks were very, very sensitive to high temperature. I don't think they had very good cooling with them. And this is just me spitballing, just guessing.
Yeah.
But I think over a period of time flying in Spain, that the
In
heat,
the hot weather.
yeah,
You got some good use, though, didn't you? You had some good times with that, and you got some really good footage.
I
Yeah.
didn't. I'll tell you what, it was a robust little drone. You could crash it and it was fine.
Yeah.
No breakages.
I
Just
might
pick it up,
try
fly
and
in.
download. Yeah, I might try and download. I'm a bit disappointed. To be honest, I just can't understand why the Fly app just does not load on any single Android program. So I've got an old Lenovo tablet, which I had for years, which I used for my Mavic when I first bought it. It loads on that okay. Yeah, I've got an Android phone which is newer than that, and it doesn't load onto it. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't add up. Perhaps Lauren knows the reason for it. Perhaps I just chose to. Is it Huawei? No, how do you pronounce it? Huawei, is it? Phone?
Huawei.
Huawei.
That's it. Well done, yeah. Some perhaps they just don't like, just don't like a company. Perhaps not to load on that, but weird.
Steve, let me
I've
go.
not tried that, but a lot of write-ups say that's quite good to use with the
What make is that, Kev? Is that a
Samsung.
all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're quite cheap. They're not expensive.
Mine Lenovo. To be honest, I didn't even realise I still had the thing. I actually fetched it in the. I thought, well, I'll try and load the Fly app on that. Not a problem. Loading.
Let me go you one better, Steve. So the smart controller has a version of Android on it, but the Fly app in the smart controller is not the same Fly app that you load on your Android device. It's a
Right.
completely separate build that DJI does for the smart controller.
I mean, I did try on the Crystal Sky. I thought, well, I'm going to try because I'll just try and so I can sort of side load it or do something, but no. I actually went onto DJI's website and tried downloading it on the browser on the Crystal Sky. And so download it. It downloaded it, okay. It was the installation it wouldn't do. I thought, do you know what? I'll just use me. I feel like I'm taking a backward step. I bought a Crystal Sky monitor to use for drones, which is brilliant in all sorts of weather conditions, and end up having to use a bloody tablet to fly a brand new drone.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Well, to your point, Steve, that's one of my concerns with the smart controller, because if you think about it, it's basically at this point it's a couple-year-old technology processor and stuff.
Yep.
And as they update and do add-ons and stuff, how long will that smart controller have the CPU and capabilities to do what it needs to do? Just like you found with your Crystal Sky.
I mean, it doesn't make sense to me that it just seems so stupid that they've got this wonderful smart controller. I mean, like it or love it, I think it's a great thing to have. If you can take any DJI drone, or should I say, recent DJI drone, and fly with it. I just do not understand DJI's logic in saying, let's bring a new drone out and it's not compatible with a really smart controller.
Let me play devil's advocate here, Steve. So that what they're looking at probably is $800 for a smart controller, and you're going to spend $450 on a Mini 2. So they're probably thinking not that many people are going to want to fly the Mini 2 with a smart controller.
Yeah. Looks at my phone returned home to China.
Yeah.
Well, it'll return home somewhere. It'll probably be stuck in a cupboard somewhere, and it'll probably live there for forever. The Crystal Sky monitor, but yeah, now the Crystal Sky monitor, as I remember, when DJI first released that, they wouldn't let any third-party apps be loaded onto it. It was only they did an update in order so you could sideload apps onto it at a later date. But it doesn't include the DJI Fly app.
Hey, Steve. So what I found when I had a Crystal Sky, I did side-loaded some stuff on it.
Yeah.
Primarily, I wanted to do screen recordings, right? But and I'd like to hear your experience. What I found was I could not do a screen recording and run the Go4 app at the same time. It just
wasn't powerful enough.
Just brought it to a halt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, I think the trouble is with the Crystal Sky monitor, I think in hindsight, when they actually manufactured it, they made it. It's almost like making a computer to run one program at a time. That's it. Because that's all it had to do. And then they sort of said, okay, right, you want to load third-party I think there's a program called Pure FAPK or something like that. You actually install on it, then you can actually download all the FPK files onto the Crystal Sky. But it don't work. So I shall keep the Crystal Sky for the Mavic, and find something else for the Mini 2. Anyway, enough of that. Bad enough. Anyway, so we've touched on a few. So do you think it's time yet, Terry?
Yes, time for Terry's joke.
Ooh.
Shall we? Are we ready? Let's go.
And now it's time for Terry's Joke of the Week.
You ready? An attorney came home late after a very, very tough day trying to get a stay of execution for a client who was due to be hanged for murder on midnight. His last-minute plea for clemency to the governor had failed, and he was feeling sore, worn out and depressed. And as soon as he walked through the door at home, his wife died on him. "What time of night do you call this then? What time are you getting home there? Where have you been? Come on, dinner's getting cold and I'm sitting here now waiting for you. What are you doing? What are you doing?" And he said, he was too shattered to say anything. And he went in, poured himself a shot of whiskey and headed off for a long hot soak in the bath, pursued by the prescribable sarcastic remarks as he dragged himself up the stairs. While he was in the bath, the phone rang. The wife answered and was told that her husband's client, James Wright, had been granted a stay, and after all, Wright would not be hanged that night. Finally realizing what a terrible day he must have had, she decided to go upstairs and give him the good news. As she opened the bathroom door, she was greeted by the sight of her husband, bent over naked, drying his legs and feet. "They're not hanging Wright tonight," she said, to which he rolled out and screamed, "For the love of God, woman, don't you ever stop."
Terry's Joke of the Week.
Where else would you get? Where else do you get this sort of quality? We get
Nowhere else.
We discuss drones. We pull
Only here.
apart. So thank you the 20 people that are still watching us, please hit thumbs up.
Yeah,
Thumbs
come on.
down.
The
The thumbs
joke
down.
alone is
The
worth
thumbs
the
down
thumbs up.
doesn't work anymore.
I've got a very quick, very quick, clean one.
Oh, quick then, yeah.
This
Should we play the music again?
Goes to this pet shop and he buys 1,000 bees to restock his aviary. His beehive.
Beery.
His aviary, yeah, apiary. So he takes them home and he counts them, being tight as anything, and there's 1,500. So he phones up this pet shop and he said, "You've made a mistake." He said, "There's 1,500 bees here." And the bloke on the other end, he said, "Yeah," he said, "they're freebies."
Jackie didn't like that one.
Freebies. Only because, right, I got chased by a bee today. I put a yellow top on, went out and rode my bike with my drone circling so that it could see me in my yellow top, and this bee chased me and I had to strip my blooming top off. Yeah, so that's what I did today.
Oh dear.
Did you film it?
Yeah, did you get a lot of work?
No, I didn't. I wasn't filming at that point.
If anyone wants to watch Jackie's videos, there's lots of videos on there of riding bikes and things. Cameras and riding bikes.
So,
Bees love drones. That's actually, bees do love drones, actually.
They do, yeah.
They like yellow.
how many times you landed your drone and found it covered with bee guts?
Yeah. You know, there was actually, I remember someone actually posted a video somewhere. I think it was on YouTube, well, it must be on YouTube. And that you can actually see the bees flying around the drone when it was in the air. And the bloke sort of thought, whoever's ever flying thought, well, I better sort of bring it down. There must be quite a few of them. When it come down, the whole drone was just covered in sort of decapitated bees.
The drone always wins in that battle. The bees always lose.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't listen though, do they?
Well, I know bees are essential, but I don't like them.
The Mini 2 should work with a new smart controller. Yeah, right. Lauren, that's just not even funny. The new smart controller. Guys, you got to go out and buy a new smart controller. The old one's defunct. You throw that in the bin.
What?
Was all Lauren was just saying about the
new smart controller.
New smart controller. Yeah.
Well, they already did come out with a new smart controller, but it was a commercial one. Lauren, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work, is it, really? I mean,
Well, when the Mini 3 comes out, that won't work with that smart controller, so you'll have to get another one anyway.
Well, that's
Just
the
keep
$6
getting new
million.
ones.
Yeah, that's the $6 million question.
well,
Ken.
DJ, I'm going to buy an Auto Evo next.
Well,
I bet that'll work with a smart controller and the crystal sky. It's just not on, really. Is it? You know, the thing is, you don't mind. You don't mind for once in a while, but they keep doing it. I still think, though, that the smart controller will end up working with the Mini 2. I'll put money on that. I'm not going to eat my hat, though, because I've got my hat, actually.
Well, with a name like Esteban, you wouldn't want to eat a sombrero, would you?
You had chili sauce on that, innit? In them. So I'm just reading notifications coming on the top of my screen now. Must have watched them. Right, so what we do? Anything else to talk about today, or are we going to go home?
Well, what's everybody's plans for flying? I mean, I know that in the UK with the lockdown, you guys really pretty much can't do anything, and probably similar in Spain as well, right?
Well, I'm confined to my town, and so basically,
we're exactly the same. We can only meet up with one person. We can't go to anybody's house. We're locked down, but we can go outside.
we can go out, but we can't socialise with anyone outside of our household.
Well, there was a question that brought up because obviously the government made a U-turn on people fishing in the UK and said that, okay, you can go fishing. Okay. They didn't define how far you're allowed to travel. Now, when someone said, when you go out for exercise, how far can you go? And the answer was simply not outside your own town or your place, where you live. So my friend said, well, if I want to go fishing, I have to drive 30 miles. I said, well, I don't know. But anyway, then someone asked the question, okay, then, so when I go out for exercise, can I take my drone with me? And the answer was no.
No.
And I thought, well, put it in follow me mode. You're not stopping, are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Not very much fun, but you take your drone for a walk.
I did see it somewhere today on another Facebook group. There was somebody had posted from the official government website that you can't fly your drone. You can exercise, but you cannot fly your drone. So it's official.
Yeah. Kim saying, food for thought, will DJI bring out another mid-range consumer drone? Yeah, that'll have another bloody smart controller.
Yeah, I mean, I would think we'd see that Mavic 3 first, which I'd put it as the higher end of consumer drones.
Yeah. Luke says, has anyone seen the new Autel plane thing? It's crazy, 130 mile an hour. And but it's fat shot. Oh, right. Managed to try 1,500 miles away. Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
I shouldn't think that is visual line of sight. I'm telling you, they're having a good eyesight.
Yeah, now I'm going to correct him. I thought it was like 18 miles was the range of that new Autel.
I don't know.
And basically, what it is, it's a fixed wing drone. It's one.
Is it like the Parrot?
Anvi.
Well,
No.
similar, but this is a commercial product.
Oh, okay.
And it's VTOL, so vertical takeoff and landing, but it also has full wings, so it transitions from vertical flight to horizontal flight.
Oh, okay.
And they said it has an 18-mile range, but to his point, that was the first thing I thought of too. Visual line of sight. Well, they're designing this thing to fly long range, to do various missions and so forth. It seems to fly in the face that with everything that the FAA is telling us in the United States. However, I know you can get waivers, and I suspect commercial people will, but it still sends a really mixed message.
Brian said, I thought the idea with the smart control was to future-proof the work with all new drones. I'm with you on that one, mate.
That's the idea they sold you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry said he's too confined to the house. Mind you, what did he say was minus what? Minus, yeah. With anything with minus in it, I'm staying indoors.
Yeah.
Luke, you competition with me, Steve. We can use the Zoom as bait. Yeah, what we're going to do? Whack the fish to death with it? We just start the props up and just, yeah, that's it. Luke's saying that you're 1,500 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
that's
the next drone from DJI is the FPV.
That'd be one way to get you flying in Spain, Steve. That wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
about
I didn't have to leave home, would I? Just launch it out the back garden. Bye, drone. See you later. Yeah, I'll
Send it down here and we'll send you a bottle of brandy back with it.
Get to fly around by Jackie and Terry's and sort of come flying with me. Come on, let's go.
You send booze and I'll send a lettuce.
I'll have a barbecue and tie a couple of sausages to it. Might be a bit cold by the time we get to Spain, but there we are. So, anyone? Yeah. So, I mean, Marcus, are you off? You got any plans for this week then, or to make more videos?
It depends on the weather. We're supposed to. Truthfully, our weather report has got snow and rain out for
Right.
as far as you can see the 10-day forecast. So probably won't be doing much flying for a while. Depends if we get a good day. You bet I'll go out someplace and fly.
Indeed. Right, well, that's all we've got time for this week, and hope we've got one of no customs. Yeah, good idea, Luke. I think you've sold that one to me, Mark. Luke, I might look into that. As long as it works with a smart controller. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. And yeah, well, it's been good to have a good old chat and a moan and whatever. But anyway, so have a great week. Fly safe, stay safe, or don't fly anywhere. Just stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Great.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Joining us tonight on the Drone Seekers Sunday Show. It's good night from us until next time. Stay safe and fly safe.